You know, one of the worst things that I think somebody can do in an environment like this where hockey is down, where there's no real good stuff to talk about in terms of rumors and all that, the best we have is mostly just prospect updates. The worst thing that I think you can try to do is try to categorize any of your content creators, any of the people who write about hockey, and any of the people who are just trying to get some content out there. Because this is a weird time. We don't have too much to talk about, so we have to try and make things up on the fly. Which is why a video like this is taking a look at one Red Wings prospect that has been doing very well, and two Montreal Canadiens guys. And I say guys and not prospects because one of them is already a player on the team and the other is the most electrifying prospect the team has in their organization. So, let's go over Lucas Raymond of the Detroit Red Wings, Jesperi Kotkaniemi of the Montreal Canadiens, and Cole Caulfield, also of the Canadiens. Now, before we get into the discussion, let's just say it right off the bat here. This video is being recorded at 11:47 p.m. Friday, November 13th at night. It's PST over here. In about 8 hours or so, we're going to have some more games played with the Frolunda Hockey Club, which is where Lucas Raymond plays. We have ourselves another Porinesat game, which is where Jesperi Kotkaniemi plays, and we have ourselves another Wisconsin Badgers game, which is where Cole Caulfield is playing. Those games will be played the same day this video is uploaded, and the potential of this video's information being outdated by a game does exist, so I'm putting that disclaimer right out here first. The 3 games that are happening for all these guys on November 14th have not happened at the time of this recording. So let's go over Lucas Raymond because he played in the earliest game we're talking about here in the Frolunda Hockey Club's 4-3 win over the Farshad BK hockey team on November 12th. Lucas Raymond ended up getting himself 2 assists. The first one was in the first 10 minutes of the game where he sent a pass over out in front to Joel Lundqvist. He had the puck down low behind the goal line, sent it out into the slot, and Lundqvist took a shot and it went in. He actually did a dab after he scored a goal. And yes, that is correct. You're hearing my words correctly. Joel Lundqvist. This is Henrik Lundqvist's twin brother. Interestingly enough, they indeed are twins. Joel actually played in the NHL a few years ago, but he elected to stay for the majority of his career in Sweden, playing for the Frolunda Hockey Club, and everybody kind of knows that Lundqvist, the brother, is very good too. But it was indeed Raymond who got himself on the board. If you go over to Lucas Raymond's overall game log, this is the 5th point in a 4-game point streak for the Detroit Red Wings' 4th overall draft pick at the 2020 NHL Entry Draft. Lucas Raymond is a guy who many people are saying could become one of the very, very nice, well-rounded pieces offensively, defensively, on the wing, maybe even at center too. Lucas Raymond anticipates the play so well. He is a very smart guy. He's got some very silky mitts. Everybody was throwing around the same kind of terms for his overall projectability. Mitch Marner-like qualities, a playmaking, assist-scoring edge that he has combined with some very good hockey smarts. Lucas Raymond is out here with a total of 10 points in 15 games played, which is a huge increase over what he had last year, because last year he had 10 points in 33 games played. He has quite literally doubled his overall points per game, and that is very, very good to see from an 18-year-old playing in the SHL. With Raymond, you can honestly potentially see an Elias Pettersson kind of path, where he spends his year after his draft year in the SHL doing his thing, getting some points, getting some development time, and then coming over to North America afterwards. It's all really dependent on how Steve Yzerman wants to go about with this process. But the point streak, the points, the double points in the most recent game, certainly they are noteworthy, which is why we're talking about them here on the channel today. But we have a few more guys who have gotten themselves on the score sheet a little bit more that we're also discussing too. We're talking about Jesperi Kotkaniemi playing for the Porinesat because the most recent video talked about how he finally got himself a point. He was playing with Porien for a while. He didn't get any points. Then in the 5th game, he actually scored one. It was an assist that ended up being his first point on the year for the Liga. And Habs fans were like, finally, it's been so long. This guy has not been scoring for some reason, even though he was a guy who many people thought could just be double point per game in the Finnish Liga. But no, he was over there with 0 points in 4 games or something like that. Well, the Porinesat played earlier today, which is Friday the 13th, which is when I'm recording this video, and they had themselves what was a 3-2 win over the HPK Hämeenlinna Hockey Club. And Jesperi Kotkaniemi ended up getting himself 2 points in this one too. It was a 3-2 win for the Porinesat. Kotkaniemi has 2 points there. The first assist came in the third period where Sebastian Wanström was able to take the puck off of Kotkaniemi's pass. He pretty much did all the work because he came in, he shot it, it went in, and then Kotkaniemi got another point on the board because of it. It's kind of weird to take a look at the overall status quo of these points because there have been so many plays over the past 5-6 games that Kotkaniemi has played where you say, yeah, he should have had a point there because his teammate misses the open net. Kotkaniemi went out there, he did everything on that shift. But some of these assists that he's been getting recently, hey, it's just the teammates going out there and doing their own favors for KK. He then gets an assist on the overtime winner, which was also scored by Sebastian Wanström. And that's all she wrote. Kotkaniemi is now at 3 points in 6 games played. Interestingly enough, the Roni Hirvonen, the guy whom we spoke about in the last video, the Toronto Maple Leafs second-round pick from the 2020 NHL Draft, who has actually been used as the number 1 center ahead of Kotkaniemi, that guy didn't get any points recently. So there's been this kind of pseudo-rivalry between Habs and Leafs fans that I've been seeing, talking about Kotkaniemi, Hirvonen, one or the other, because they're both centers, they both play for the same team. One of them, the Leafs guy, who was a second-round pick 2 years after Kotkaniemi was picked, is doing a little bit better statistically when it comes to the overall point production, despite the fact that he was being given less minutes than Kotkaniemi was when Kotkaniemi joined the team. So it's kind of weird seeing this rivalry form just in front of my eyes on the Twitters, but at the end of the day, we're focusing today on Kotkaniemi because the guy is finally starting to get his mojo up. We noted this earlier, but people said that he probably could be able to get 2 points a game in the Liga, but he is at half a point a game now after being at 0. The other guy we're talking about also has a game later today. It is Cole Caulfield. The Wisconsin Badgers are finally back, and Cole Caulfield was out here getting himself an assist as the Badgers took a 2-0 win over the University of Notre Dame. Take a look at the box score over here for this one. We had some pretty interesting performances on the score sheet over here. The first goal of the game scored by Linus Weissbach, assisted by Ty Pelton-Bice and Cole Caulfield. Caulfield, he was at the half boards in his own zone. He sent the puck over to TPB, who ended up taking it up himself, cross-creasing it over to Linus Weissbach, who shot it and he scored. Caulfield got a secondary assist here. He didn't really do much on the play itself except for start it up in his own zone, but hey, a point is a point. We're not going to get away with that because he is indeed at a point per game. Next up, we had ourselves Dylan Holloway, who actually scored as well, assisted by Weissbach and Romanaka. And oh man, it's so nice reading off some of these names again, just getting back into the groove of talking about Wisconsin Badgers hockey because it has been so long. But Cole Caulfield is off to a hot start with a point in a game. Obviously, Linus Weissbach has 2 points because he had a goal and an assist, but still, we have ourselves some more Cole Caulfield action looking forward ahead of us later today, I believe, because this video, because it's going to be uploaded at about 10 a.m. PST on November 15th, I'm not sure if the Porina Sat game with Jesperi Kotkaniemi and the Frolunda Hockey Club game with Lucas Raymond are going to be over. I think they might be by the time this video is uploaded, but we're going to have ourselves another Wisconsin Badgers game later today, which is going to be after this video's publication. It's probably going to be, I think, at 4 p.m. PST on November 15th. I think that's when the overall time conversion aligns. I'm not really too sure about that, but if you do indeed have yourselves the resources to watch some Wisconsin University hockey, I'm pretty sure you can go ahead and do that. I think TSN was actually streaming it on one of their streaming services. I wasn't able to get a hold of it, but hey, it is out there if you please. But that concludes today's video. Talk to me in the comments what you think about Lucas Raymond, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Cole Caulfield, 3 guys with a boatload of star power. 2 of these guys were top 4 picks. The other one was probably somebody who could have gone in the top 7 if you ask me, but he ended up dropping to 15, but he still is very much beloved by the Canadiens fan base that has completely just taken over and put him under their wing in Cole Caulfield. But of course, there are indeed so many other storylines to talk about these guys. Obviously, the most in-your-face one being the games that are going to be happening later today, if not have already happened by the time this video gets uploaded. But in the meantime, Raymond's been getting points. He's on a point streak. Kotkaniemi is increasing his point streak as well. Caulfield is at a point per game. He started things off hot. We'll see how these guys do going into the next few games here. So talk to me in the comments what you think. I hope you enjoyed this. This is 99, and bye.